Like the crazy thing is like they did. I think just people don't respect it, you know?
Yeah.
That's what some people were saying on some of the TikToks that I've seen. They're like, we got an alert like 2 days before the storm hit. What the heck were y'all doing getting stuck out here in this? Because,
Yeah.
there were like people who spent like 4 days at Target. And yeah, it was crazy.
So they did put an alert out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking like, just I mean, it's a tragic thing for, people going through it, but it's almost like I was like, I mean, Buffalo they usually have pretty bad weather. Like I figure like
Yeah.
it'd be something that they'd be used to and a little bit
Hmm.
better prepared for,
Prepared
but
for, yeah.
yeah,
You would
doesn't seem to be the
think.
case.
It's crazy.
There's always, a few people who like the adventure, maybe.
Sto- Stories like those guys who go outside and shoot guns at hurricanes and whatnot. I'm like, man, it's
Right?
just like no
Yeah.
one.
Like, no thanks. No thanks.
Yeah,
Right,
Not worth the views. No, thank you.
I understand
right.
why we're here, how we got here. Yeah. Oh
But
man, week 16,
week 16 in the books.
State of the Kingdom,
We're
positive
almost there.
yards. Got to start with our new
Positive
segment,
yards.
right? Got to get
All right.
started at this. Rod, you were the birthday boy this week, so I think you have to go first on
Yeah.
this.
Yards. What happened this week that was positive?
Oh, see, he doesn't remember.
He
He's
doesn't
celebrating
remember.
so much.
I
Dang,
mean,
I guess.
okay, so
He's trying to count
maybe
it
I'm,
out. He's like, I got too many to choose from.
well, maybe, no, maybe I'm like
Love it.
maybe this is a sign of like me becoming a crotchety old man, but like the birthday was work. Like I was ready, I was ready when it was done. I was happy that it was done. I didn't have to entertain nobody. It was just me, myself, and I. Like, of course I had
Aw.
fun. I love my friends and everything, but there's a point in the middle of the party where I'm like, all right, I'm kind of ready for this to be over.
Hey, remember, this is positive yards.
Positive
Positive yards.
yards.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
let's see it. Let's see
Positive.
it.
Yes. Yes. I did get a cool gift. I got my brother got me an Xbox.
Xbox.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm
so
ready. I'm
I've
ready. I'm
been
Did you
excited for us to
have
play
a
games.
system before?
yeah. I haven't had a gaming console since maybe sophomore year of college. So it's
Oh,
been
look
like
at you
maybe like
guys, reverting
10
back to
years.
your
Dang.
youth.
It does make well, it does. I'm like, yeah, I mean it's something I used to, play games a lot.
Hmm.
And then like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I could always use another one, but I mean it's not like they're cheap. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like
a,
No,
it's
they
an
are
it's
investment.
definitely
not.
Yeah.
it's an investment. So it's like every time I came around and thinking like maybe I'll get a gaming console. I would
Then you're like,
always
nah.
yeah, like that money would go to something else. So I'm just,
So,
eh.
Billy, are you on an Xbox system too?
No, I play on my computer, so yeah,
Okay, okay. Gotcha,
yeah. My
Yeah.
gotcha. Just curious.
yeah.
But but since I've been away, apparently games are cross compatible now. So I can play against Billy even though he's on the computer.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you can. I
This
have
is new
discovered
to
this
me.
because of my children.
Yeah, this is mind blowing to me.
Yeah, it's so great. I'm so glad that like companies are finally doing this because I'm definitely
Yeah,
looking forward for us to get some games in. So a little
yeah, that'd
Call
be
of
fun.
Duty and whatever else we're gonna be able to spin up.
Yeah, I've
Love
been
it, you
playing.
guys.
Yeah, been playing some games. Been playing some. You know me. My first game was Grand Theft Auto, so
No,
that
heck
one was
yeah,
that.
dude.
Been shooting hookers ever since. So it's been
Oh
fun.
There we
my
go.
God.
Uh,
Perfect.
That
so that's my
game, I
positive
love it.
yards.
There we go. Hung up at you.
All right, my turn. I was gonna say we're about to get off on this GTA tangent here, and we can go off the deep
We
end.
can go
Um,
forever in GTA. Yeah.
my positive yards is to the Walgreens today for having the antibiotic that my son needed.
Oh,
So
good.
really, really grateful for that, y'all. I know the holidays were just around the corners here. Absolutely grateful for the season and everything, but I would say of most recent memory because it was today and because I was in a little bit of a panic and a little bit of anxiety after visiting 4 pharmacies, and everybody did not, none of the other three had this antibiotic. So
Dang.
grateful, my positive yards for this Walgreens came in clutch because I was freaking out a little bit. So there we go. Thank you, thank you.
There you go.
Absolutely. And Billy, How about your positive
For
yards?
me, it's got to be this weather today. I don't know about you
No,
all.
Was it like
No,
60
nope,
now?
we're
nope,
pulling this
nope,
out.
nope.
It's 60 degrees. It got to 60
Shut
degrees
up.
today. And after spending like, a week in Wisconsin, but even like a little bit before Wisconsin, I mean, it was in the negatives.
Wait, time out. I thought weather couldn't be a part of positive yards.
Exactly. That's what I
Shoot.
was just about
Oh
to say.
no. I
That's what I
mean,
was just about to say.
okay, you guys are right. You guys are right. So oh God, now I have to think of something else real quickly
This was
here.
your rule.
Oh no. so it's oh crap. No,
This
you
is why
guys
we
are
came up
absolutely
with
correct.
positive yards.
Man. Oh no.
Y'all can say it. Y'all can say that you're grateful that Mizzou
Ooh,
beat Kentucky last night in
did they?
basketball.
I wasn't even
We
paying
did.
attention.
We
that
did.
yeah, that's because it's all I saw on my Twitter timeline instead of the KU game. You know what? Yeah, no, I'll go ahead and shout out KU then. KU football a little
There you
bit,
go.
you know. Honestly, I wasn't even gonna tune into the game. I was like, all right, bowl game. We had a mediocre record while we were 6-6. So we squeaked in by the barest amount. Go play Arkansas in the Liberty Bowl. Shoot, I tuned in towards the end of that game though, after seeing everything going on and just the absolute craziness um, towards the end of that game, and I just the plays that were being made. I missed the Chiefs game in its entirety, and I've only been able to watch a couple of highlights, so I didn't really get my fill
Hmm.
of football other than having to watch the Packers game, which
Hmm.
was really more stressful for me, especially in the second half where Tua kept throwing interceptions, and he was my quarterback against Raw in the
Oh my
championship game.
gosh.
I'm just sitting here like
Oh
that's
yeah,
another negative 2 points, and there's another negative 2 point. Oh, good, you got a concussion now. So it's like being able to catch a little bit of that KU game and just get tuned back into a positive football experience, even though KU ended up losing. That was pretty great. So I'll say that was my dose of happiness, my micro dose of happiness
sure. And I
last
want to
week.
shout out to KU football too. Yeah, it's been a while. They last time we went to the bowl game was before Billy or myself even attended the school,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
and
my gosh, really?
Yeah.
it was the year before, 2008 Orange Bowl. That was the year before, and that was the very last time up until last night. And they were getting their ass kicked in the beginning,
Uh-huh.
and
It's
and so
yeah.
I was like, okay, I see how this is gonna go. Which I mean, like I was happy the team even made it. Like I had very
Right.
low expectations. I'm like,
Right.
man, they made a bowl. Even if they get their ass kicked, I'm happy they made a bowl. It's this season's a win. And we were losing, so I was like, I'm still not gonna, waste my time watching it. And I ended up going to the gym instead. And then I seen we started coming back. So then I had to hop on like a treadmill nearest to the TV showing the game. And I was like, I'll just, I'll jog a little bit until the game's done. And that was an extra 30 minutes because it went to like
Double
triple
overtime. Triple
triple
overtime was it?
overtime.
Nice.
Yeah.
It went to triple overtime. So I got some good cardio watching that. Like, it was
Holy
great. Yeah.
cow.
It was
Hey,
great.
props to KU football for the cardio exercise.
Yeah. But anyway,
Well, there
Chiefs
you go.
football.
Chiefs football though.
Yeah, Chiefs, y'all.
Absolutely. And all right, yeah. So, like I was saying, I missed the entirety of the game, so I'm gonna really have to depend on you all to let me know what happened. But the one highlight I did catch was that touchdown run by Mahomes, where
Holmes.
I
Air
mean,
Mahomes.
I'm just like, how is anyone able to stop this guy? He's just something else. It's absolutely incredible. Every week, I feel like he does something else, so you just like, yeah, all right. I mean, at some point, it's gonna almost obviously it's not going to stop being special, but it's just going to become routine. I feel, man,
And he is so aware, right? He's so aware of like the boundary of play, like what the rules are and everything. I think that makes it really great too. He's like, I just need to touch the ball to the pylon. That
that's
is it.
that's it. It doesn't matter where the ball is, doesn't matter what part of the pylon I'm touching. I just need to smack that thing.
Hmm.
Boy, howdy did he.
Yep. Yep. So that was pretty exciting. The way that he kept that alive and just was like, okay, I'm gonna take it in.
Every week. I mean, we really can't I think we have to remind everyone that's like, man, like this is not normal. This is really something special we got going on. We really, really need to kind of, take it in while we can.
Well, I think
It's,
everyone was reminded of that with that play in particular. Especially everybody, whether they're Chiefs fans or not Chiefs fans, especially with the MVP talk and everything. All the
right.
people who are touting about like, oh, Mahomes hasn't really done much this season, even though numbers have said that he has. Um, but I think they've just been missing out on like plays like that, like long balls down the
Hmm.
field, like they've been missing out on like that really big magic where it's like he's still doing a lot. You can see it in the numbers, but then it's like boom, he goes
He's had.
horizontal with the ground and goes airborne, and people are like, oh yeah,
I mean,
we remember.
he's had something crazy every week though. Like he's had like what the no look against Denver, which he's always doing no looks or something
Right.
crazy against Denver. They had me laugh. I was listening to Shannon Sharp. He's like, they always doing that bull job against us. Like Mahomes, like he uses Denver to like try
To
out his new.
test, yeah, what he can do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. But then there's the Jordan play against Cincinnati. Like he's had some highlights. Like it's been fun to watch. This MVP talk, like, is just crazy to me. Like they keep trying to give it to somebody else.
Yeah, they keep trying to give it to Jalen, but
There's one obvious answer.
mhm,
It's Mahomes.
exactly, and that's exactly it. That's
Well,
exactly it. Numbers don't even come close.
and I think
Right.
you make a good point there, Hung, though, is like the big flashy plays, which there's an
Hmm.
obvious reason we've been missing those, and it's because we don't have the player who usually contributed that anymore. He's down with the more accurate passer down in Miami who throws 3 interceptions and back to back plays.
Which
Ooh,
Uh, but yeah, the crazy thing is like we are missing these big plays. Mahomes is still the passing leader in the NFL by 500 yards. Like
yep,
it's 4,700 for him, and Joe Burrow's at 4,200. Like I,
that's crazy.
not even close.
it's not even
That
close.
is crazy.
Yeah, it's not a conversation. He has, yeah, okay, he has 11 interceptions this year, but so do, almost anyone else in the top 10. They're all hovering
Right.
around 9 minimum, if
Yeah.
not more. The
Yeah.
Yeah,
most TDs by a solid amount. It's just his completion percentage is outrageous. His rating's crazy.
not
Um,
it.
Man, yeah, I mean, I'm always an advocate for somebody not a quarterback getting it, but at the end of the day, a
Yeah.
quarterback's going to get MVP. It's the conversation's done. It has to be.
Has to be.
Yeah.
You would think, unless you're the pundit in the media.
Shout out to real quick. I want to just shout out to our latest subscriber. I'm not hating podcast. Thank you. I think
Okay.
that's a new one, right?
It is.
All right.
Yeah,
We
pretty
got a
recently.
few from last night. On the other show that I was doing, we kind of gave a shout out to State of the Kingdom. So we
I love
hopefully
that.
got a couple new followers. So yeah,
Love
welcome
that.
over if they're here. I'm gonna apologize. I don't have the stream up, so I don't see if there are any comments or things coming through right now.
Yeah, nothing now, but yeah,
Okay.
no, it's always great to see new people come through, and man, thanks to you and Thunder Dan for the shout out.
Absolutely.
Absolutely doing our part, sharing the love in Chiefs Kingdom.
Hog is never not working like Troy Polamalu.
Oh my God. I don't know. His hair is more fabulous than mine, though, I think. So
It's debatable.
It's Kate
He does
Straight
have some fabulous
commercial.
hair, though.
he has
He does have
fabulous
some.
hair.
Yeah, he does have
Oh
some
yeah.
fabulous hair.
What I would do for the volume that he has in his hair.
Oh
All right.
man. Um,
All right. So MVP talks. I think the three of us are in consensus. There's really not an argument. Patrick Mahomes is still the top of that, and he should be, regardless
Well,
of what others are saying.
yeah.
yeah. And then as far as like this game in particular, a lot of people have been lauding the defense for doing their thing.
Oh yeah.
I've
Yeah.
heard a lot of good things. I mean, that's pretty much what my Twitter timeline was, other than
Uh
that
huh.
one Mahomes touchdown is just talking about how the defense just showed up huge for us. So I saw Gino threw 1 interception, but what else was it about this game that really flexed the defense?
I felt like they were just really on. Like
Yeah.
every, they had the pressures, the sacks, the interception, just they did such a great job of being where they needed to be. And it was just very, very, very visible. It wasn't like tiny contributions. I felt like they were really big contributions. Because I remember almost every single one of my tweets during the game on Sunday was like lauding the defense, like good job, great job. Oh my God, defense is balling out. Seriously, they had a fantastic game and it was awesome to see.
Just guys making plays and holding another
Great tackling. Oh my
MVP.
God. Sorry. I
Yeah,
had to throw
I
that
was
in there.
going. No, absolutely. I was just saying holding another MVP candidate in Geno Smith because remember they're trying to give it to him too.
Mhm.
Everybody but Mahomes, like they're trying to give him the MVP, but they held him to 10 points. And I do think like the weather does play a factor into these cold weather games. Like
Mm.
Well,
there's
you wouldn't have
there's
thought it with the way they were prancing around showing off their 12 packs and everything. So,
which was like why like and that probably also contributed to their L too. Like come on, bro.
yeah.
Nah,
You
I
guys didn't
mean,
think that one through.
not hating at all because it was great to see. I'm not hating. And if I had it, I do it
No,
too.
yeah, if I
So,
looked like that, I'd never wear a shirt. Are you kidding me?
But no,
mm,
you're absolutely right, Raw. I think that part of that contributed because it's like, come on, you're athletes, like you got to keep your body in prime and
I would
gearing
still
up for the game and everything.
I would still wear a shirt in 10 degrees. I don't care how ripped I am.
10
You
degrees plus
really,
that
you would?
wind chill,
In 10
man.
degrees, yes. Are you what? Like
I
I'm
mean,
a
did
rep.
you see those guys?
Yeah, like I saw them guys take an L with that, like doing all.
I saw him barely catch a
It was
pass.
because they all posed shirtless
Yeah,
for
this
pictures too.
happens.
That's
Why do people do
everything.
this against us? Like they always
Uh-huh.
do, like some kind of posing or cockiness, and then takes the L. Like the Niners, it don't matter who it is. I'm like y'all should
Hmm.
learn your lesson right now. Don't talk shit till after the game.
But they haven't. But we
Love it.
appreciate it because it was great eye candy while it lasted.
Oh my
So
God.
thank you, y'all.
Moving on.
But
Moving
moving
on.
on.
Moving on.
Billy, I can't see the slides. What do we have next on the slides?
Uh,
But no, yes, Billy,
well, so yeah, number
defense
t
He's
number
got
two on
it
it
was
was the
amazing.
defense.
he's
Okay,
got the
okay.
picture pulled up still of
Right,
his guys.
right,
The
yeah. It's
Seahawks,
like
the
apparently we
Seahawks
Oh,
know what
players.
she's
wallpaper.
looking at all game
Yeah.
or all pod long. I my number three one was just looking at the stats of this game. Who needs wide receivers? Because our number one receiver was Travis Kelsey, 6 receptions, 113 yards.
Right.
Our number two receiver was Pacheco with 1 reception and 32 yards. Number three
Hmm.
was Jerick McKinnon with 3 receptions, 31 yards. And then Juju finally showed up, 3 receptions, 27 yards. Our
Yeah.
entire wide receiving core combined didn't beat our two running backs combined in
Hmm.
receptions. And
Yeah.
then, I mean, of course,
So,
Kelsey's over there with everybody else combined and just on top of them, pretty much. It's just like, it is crazy. I love seeing that kind of stuff. Reminds me of what was that season we didn't have a single touchdown by a wide receiver. I'll never forget that season
2013, right?
as one of the best seasons of football I've ever watched. I loved it so much.
It was either 2013 or 2014, right?
Yeah, somewhere right around there. Still when
Yeah.
Dwayne Bowe was with us, I think.
Jeremy Maclin,
Jeremy Mack.
Alex Smith.
Yeah, man. Kind of crazy. I mean, obviously you need wide receivers, right? But like, it's just so great that like we don't even have to rely on them because
right.
our other skill positions are able to just handle this no issue whatsoever.
Well,
And the
Still,
Lord,
love gets spread around, it just,
hmm
yeah.
it's great to see. And I think that's part of like, mm, yes, we don't have as explosive as plays perhaps this year, but the amount of touches, the amount of receivers that we have, of people who are getting the ball, it's just pretty darn amazing. And I think that's another like recruiting factor, if you will, right? When football players are thinking if they're going to be talking off season, free agent, that sort of stuff, that conversation, their opportunity to get the ball or get their hands on the ball at least, their chances are far greater with a quarterback in a system like we have, where the ball gets
Get
spread
gets
around.
pretty well gets around exactly.
It's divvied up. Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the three bullets I had. Was there anything else from this game though that I just sticks out, or is this just business as usual, classic 14-point win, move on to the next
Well,
one?
I
It's a
will say that like sorry, Raw.
no. You go first. You go first.
I would just say that like it was nice to be able to win in such like I felt like we did really well. I don't know that I will say that we dominated, but this is more along the lines of what I expected us to play. How I expected us to play against the Texans, against the Broncos the
It's
Mm.
first time.
yeah, and to add to that, because yeah, we were about to basically say the same thing. It was convincing win. Like it was a win that looked like the type of team that we think of ourselves to be.
Right.
Versus like we won against the Broncos and the
but barely.
Texans, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, would you look at those as quality wins? Not
Right.
really.
Mm-hmm.
This was a quality win because Seahawks are a good team. They have like, and Gino's been really balling this year and everything. So, uh, this game could have been more of the same. We could have still looked like we were in a funk, but no, we looked good. We looked like we were
Mm-hmm.
in sync, and it's definitely going to be something I hope we continue to finish out this season and into the playoffs.
Couldn't agree more, especially in the
Fantastic.
cold. Woo!
Especially in the
Yes,
cold.
with our
And
shirts
gotta
on.
With
we gotta we got to shout out to all the fans who showed up at Arrowhead. Y'all, they were giving people who held tickets were giving them away right and left just to get Kansas City fans in the seats at the stadium. So there were a lot of people who got to be there because their tickets were gifted to them by other season ticket holders and stuff. So I felt like that was like a really huge win all the way around. Like good
Oh,
karma, positivity. So it was awesome. I
I
felt
would,
like for as cold as it was, the crowd did such a great job.
yeah.
mm,
I think it was and it was what, the second coldest game in Arrowhead.
it's
That
Um,
was
I
the
think I'd seen
second.
that, yeah.
Whew.
yeah, it was. Yeah, the previous one was like something like 2014 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there have been some real
Wow.
cold games and that one was
I was gonna say I've been to some cold games in Arrowhead. Ain't no way that was the coldest because it wasn't wet.
Oh
Like,
man.
I went to the Tennessee Titans playoff game where Mariota catches his own pass into the end zone. Cold and wet. Cold and wet.
Hmm.
Steelers punting or field goal game or whatever. Cold and wet.
Cold and wet. Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are the worst, without a doubt.
the whiskey keeps you warm.
It's there it is. Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right.
but yeah,
Rest of the
Christmas games.
league. Yeah, Christmas. A little Christmas happiness going on here. Uh First thing I saw, I Jags. They're making a great run. What is it? Something like 6 wins in their last 7 or 8, I think it was the stat I saw.
Yeah, they're trending up.
Trevor Lawrence really showing who he is. I mean, it makes me wonder what we would have seen last year if the Jags had taken 5 seconds before hiring, Urban, and letting him try to coach an NFL team with zero experience. I mean, would the Jags be in a significantly better position? Who knows for sure. Them getting Doug Peterson though is paying off huge, and I mean, they're not a contender yet. I wouldn't say that by any means, but they're looking good. And some of the games that I've watched, highlights or even actual game time, yeah, they're getting scary. They're like 1 or 2 pieces away, it feels, from just a genuinely good potential contending team.
Yeah, I mean, you say they're not a contender, but I mean, if they win next week, they're in. So
Oh,
we'll
and
see what they
so
do.
I think they will get to the playoffs. They're gonna lose round one, kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Not like a deep run. No,
right.
I hear you for sure. But yeah, they definitely look like, there was a lot of hype around Trevor Lawrence when he first got in the league, and it's finally starting to like look like what he's looking like what he was supposed to
Hmm.
be, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
he's definitely looking better and better. The Jags as a whole, they're definitely trending up. They're that team that is getting strong at the right part of the season, right?
Yep,
So if
for
you're going
sure.
to continue to improve, you're going to continue to go up. They're the team that's doing it, unlike some of the other teams that are just like, yeah, no, they're not in the playoff contention whatsoever. But yeah, no, they're doing a really good job. Yeah, they're a team to look out for. I would say like the last several years, they haven't been really a team to worry about. But y'all remember several years back when they were a force to be reckoned with. So I think they're starting to really find their groove.
Yeah, and this is different from there then because back then they were like a good defensive team.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Now they're they're putting points on the board. So if they're
Yeah,
putting points on the board and getting stops, that'll be kind of a scary thing in these next couple seasons.
Yeah,
They could
definitely.
be they could definitely turn some heads coming up soon. So
for sure.
Someone to keep an eye on without a doubt.
So
Meanwhile, the other
what?
team,
Yeah, I was gonna
that's
say, what is the? Go ahead.
I really tried to work in a Mufasa joke here. It didn't work out too well, let's say. But man, the Lions have fallen hard after like that real
Ooh,
good, just momentum positively going their way, everything middle of the season. They looked like they could even, pull off, just the greatest NFC North upset and end up securing it, right? And then since then, it's just wow. they have they are not playing well, it really seems. I don't know. What do you all think about this?
Bro, you had the joke right there. They've fallen hard like Mufasa did when Scar threw him off the cliff. Like
Right.
there it was.
There it is. Fell
y'all
off the
bad.
cliff. Man.
Spoiler, if you haven't seen The Lion
If
King,
you haven't seen The Lion King yet.
what is wrong with you?
Yes, right.
Yeah, man, they just leapt right off of there. I and who knows even what's going on because I feel like they haven't really had any injuries or big names that have gone out recently. Amon-Ra St. Brown's playing really, really well.
My boy.
Yeah, he's doing some great stats out there. Ra's alter ego.
Exactly.
Um,
The
I,
better me.
the yeah, the better. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's a shame because I was starting to buy into the hype a little bit, especially like all the positivity they get out of the Hard Knocks series, everything. It just started like the beginning of the season was real rough for them, but their offense was firing on all cylinders. Then it's just their defense couldn't help. Defense finally started showing up, and the offense was complementing that. And now yeah, since then it's just like everybody has decided to take the year off. They're like, all right, cool, yeah, we're good. See you later. I think mathematically they're still able to make it. It just
Are they?
it's just like one of those things where it might not be true anymore, but I think it requires like not just them winning out, but multiple
It
people
requires
losing
like a
out.
whole different scenario. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, one of those.
yeah. Let me take a peek to make sure, but I believe that is the case here. So let's see.
There's 7 and 8.
7 and 8, yeah, 7 and 8 still leaves them with the ability to become a wild card, I believe.
Yeah, but they'll need like 18 teams to like do certain things and have this happen
Right.
and a jump shot this way and yeah.
Exactly.
A
Yeah.
jump shot.
And it's just, yeah, it is what it is, right?
It
Um,
was kind of fun. I because you're right, because they've kind of just like fallen to the wayside there. It was really exciting them, like watching them that Thanksgiving game against the Bills. They almost
hmm
had them, So there are things like that, and it's like, especially in that situation, had they won against the Bills, it'd be like, thank you, tip of the cap to you,
Huge, yeah.
Yeah. So
because that helps us.
they need to win their last two games, and they need to get some help from the Commanders and the Seahawks. So they need the Commanders to
Mm,
lose, and they need the Seahawks to lose to get in.
Shoot.
well,
Well,
it's
there
a
you go.
possibility, right?
There's your
Yeah. So they're
assignment.
yeah. So and the Seahawks face uh North. What? Let's see. Seahawks. Who do they have next?
They are
Oh,
playing
the Jets
Jets, so
Oh,
and
possible.
the
interesting.
Rams and the Rams.
Washington is playing Cleveland though, so
They'll
Oh,
win that. They'll win that.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think
They
that
just
ship
need
has
to lose
interesting.
sailed.
one of those games. So if they lose, they'll lose against Dallas, though.
Ooh, true,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So I mean, unless they upset Dallas, but which they did Philly. So I don't know. That puts some intrigue on that game.
Entirely
Like
possible.
to
It's going to be
see if
fun.
the Lions sneak in. I'd like to see that. They've had a good year. It hasn't been perfect by any means, but it would be cool to see them squeak into the playoffs. Kind of build some momentum for next season. Because it's not like they'll make a deep run by any means, but definitely would kind of put that franchise in the right direction finally.
hmm
Right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
perfect. Well, hey, fingers crossed for them. Packers, another team that shockingly manages to still be at least in the conversation. I think it's a similar case like the Lions, where they have to win out. A couple teams have to really kind of fall hard. The big thing, of course, is just where the seventh and sixth seeds go, right? Because without a doubt, the Eagles and Cowboys, they're already locked in. So are the 49ers and Vikings. So that's 4 spots right there. And the crux of it is that one that's, a wild card spot that either the Cowboys or the Eagles will have. So that only leaves really 2 slots for another wild card team when it comes to the NFC. Man, if the Packers after the season the way they started were able to slip in too, I don't know. It's just nutty to think that it's like some of these teams that had just such terrible starts to the year could still make it in. That's what makes football
They're the
pretty
Packers.
exciting.
You never know.
You never know.
Exactly.
So unlike the Lions, I'm actively rooting for the Packers to miss.
Right.
Okay.
I
Just blow it
All
up.
right.
there's something satisfying, just like the Broncos and Wilson. There's something satisfying about a team committing a bucket load of money to a quarterback who then just spends the rest of the year falling on his face. And I'm
Oh
with you
my
right
gosh.
there. I am with you right
To a
there.
washed quarterback. To a washed quarterback.
There it is. Yeah.
We invested money too, so I don't want to say
Don't want
Yeah.
to invite that karma back on us,
yeah,
right?
yeah. To a washed up quarterback.
Oh man. Rest of the league though. Um, let's see.
Yeah.
Where were we at? Where did I keep
Eagles
this
got a
list?
loss against Dallas.
You
Oh,
know,
that's right.
that was a game for sure.
It was. And to me, it's an argument on why Jalen Hurts, is balling as awesome as he is, does not deserve the MVP because, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, honestly, it's a testament to the Eagles. They're just a solid team.
hmm
Like, and Minshew ain't no scrub, but they were still they could have easily won that game. It's like, so they lost Hurts, and it didn't really affect them as much as you probably would have thought it was.
Right.
It wasn't like if you imagine if we're less likely to win games with Chad Henne than obviously we are with Mahomes. Uh, I think the Eagles were very much in that game all the way until the end.
Yeah.
Like, so. It doesn't matter who their quarterback was. Now, obviously, Jalen Hurts is balling and gives them the edge, but it wasn't that big of a drop off.
No,
Right.
absolutely.
I think that's an observation too, that from everybody,
Yeah,
where it really is a team effort over there as opposed to just like really like a Jalen Magic type of situation.
yeah, and they're a good team, so they are scary. Um, that like hopefully once Jalen like comes back, I mean we'll see what happens, but I'm very curious to see like what happens in these playoffs, especially obviously on the AFC side, but the NFC side's getting interesting too because I don't know if you saw this on NFL, their latest power rankings. I know we always kind of make fun of the power rankings, but can you guess who they had at number one?
Oh, it
Uh,
wouldn't be the Cowboys, will it?
No, 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 not the Cowboys, not the Eagles.
Is it the Bengals?
Nope,
Okay,
they were
not.
top three though.
Who is it?
that's interesting.
I gotta know
The
now.
49ers.
Oh
What?
God.
The 49ers.
They're going with the Cinderella story.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here for it. I kind of want to see how this plays out with that team now. Like I'm actually because we were like the NFC West at the beginning of the season. We're like, man, the NFC West is just dogs.
Nothing.
Like
Yeah.
it's just not good. But they're like what 11-4 now or something like that. Like
Yeah.
they're definitely. I mean, they're going to win that division. They got a third string quarterback. They're balling out. They're making Tom Brady look foolish. Like
I'm not mad
I
at
don't know.
that.
I'm kind of in. I'm
Not at
kind
all.
of in. I'm kind of in.
And you know what?
Mhm.
I forget that the 49ers are 11-4 still too,
Yeah,
right? Like
that's what I'm saying.
I think
Yeah,
I'm kind of like picturing them like that team we played against where we just beat their teeth in,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
exactly.
yeah, that was a walk-off game for us pretty much. And
Right.
since then, especially with CMC like fully integrated with that team now, they have been
Hmm.
unstoppable. You're right. So,
Yeah.
um,
Do they deserve the one spot? I don't know about that. I still
Hmm.
think the Eagles are the number one team, but I am like intrigued now. You know what I'm saying? I'm intrigued now to see what happens with
Oh,
them
sure.
down the stretch.
all right. So here's the question I want to ask both of you though with the Eagles here, and I bet I can guess what your answer is. But yeah, Hurts. Okay, he's back to practicing. He even did contact practice today. But if there's even a
Okay.
chance that he's still, just that little bit hurt, maybe not 100%, do you just go ahead and say, look, we got the playoff spot secure, whatever. Go sit down. We'll let Minshew run it this week again. Maybe you come back next week. Or do you really need to lock in that first round bye?
I think locking in that first round bye is crucial.
I do too. I
Yeah,
mean, I
like
don't think, yeah.
2 games and at home, right? Versus
Hmm.
3 potentially on the road or anything like that. You want that you want at home field advantage. You want one less game to get to the big dance. Yeah, I think you go for that bye.
So then,
Especially if he's able to. I mean, if they have to rush him back, obviously that's a whole
Yeah,
different scenario, but like if
mhm.
he's willing, able, and ready, yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
And as we were just discussing, Minshew is capable. So it's not like, I mean, obviously we don't want nothing to
Yeah,
happen to Jalen Hurts, but it's not like they're at a loss during the playoffs if something were to happen. You know what I'm saying? They've got a pretty solid backup quarterback.
See,
right.
because I'm kind of torn on this. One, they're playing the Saints this coming week, so
That's a watch.
I think Minshew can win that, right? That being said, the Saints are a capable enough team to be able to beat it, possibly.
Yeah.
I, I see. I'm not entirely sold on. Yeah, having the home field is really nice, but these Eagles they've only had 2 losses on the season, and I believe they lost to the Commanders at Lincoln Field. So 50% of their losses are at home anyways. Is home field that great? Everyone says it
Hmm.
is, and it is, right? We know teams tend to win more at home than they do on the road, all of that kind of stuff. It's just for me, the Hurts
Home
is
field
it's
and
just
one less game.
one
I
less
think,
game is huge, but does that
yeah.
matter if your quarterback ends up with a season-ending injury?
I
Um,
mean, that could happen if he plays one extra
the one
game during the
extra game.
playoffs, you
No,
know?
absolutely correct. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm
I mean,
sure
I
they'll
hear
play
what you're
him if he's
saying.
100%, but it's like to
Yeah.
me, I'm sitting here thinking like, it might be
So
worth
what
considering.
yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. And by that, I mean, if I were them, like, let's say, they play the Saints, they get a big lead on the Saints, then maybe you put Minshew in.
Hmm.
Like that's probably how I
Oh,
would
yeah, you
play it.
bench him the second you
Come
have like
out.
two scores up on him or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably how I would play it. I would still play them, but then like once they're up by like 30 or whatever, all right, Minshew, get up in there.
Yeah, it's all right. All right, take your break.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. Um, what else happened this last week? What other scores,
I'm
games?
trying
Uh,
to think, but it was such a weird. Y'all know how that week is between
we
Christmas
Yeah,
and New
Christmas.
Year's.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about these Broncos, man. I didn't think I
All
would
right.
end up feeling bad for Russell Wilson, but now I kind of do. Like,
It's that.
because I've been okay. So everyone, I know I've mentioned this before. I know historically the Chiefs' biggest rival are the Raiders, but for me, I personally my least favorite, the team I hate the most in the AFC West has always been the Broncos.
Mm,
So
Over
I've
the
been
Chargers? Really?
yeah, because the Broncos have been the best team.
I'm with Raw on
Like through
this.
the
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah through the '90s and the early 2000s,
Yeah.
the Broncos they've won 2 Super Bowls or they've been
Yeah.
to two Super Bowls. They won what 3 in the last 20 years. They've
Mm.
all And then I lived in Kansas. There's a lot of when I went to KU. There's a lot of kids from Colorado there. They would talk a bunch of
Right.
shit.
Right. Yeah.
Especially during that Peyton Manning area when we were terrible.
Oh
Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
huh.
I hate the Broncos. They're my least favorite team next to the Patriots. It's been that way for me.
Okay.
And we're versus the Raiders. Yeah, that's historically our rival, but the Raiders have been ass for a very long time. Like,
Hmm.
And we'll continue to.
yeah, and
Anyway,
it
we'll
will
get
continue.
there.
Yeah, which we can get to too. But yeah. Anyway, long story short, I've been drinking these tears. I've been loving it. These Broncos for the last 7 years.
Right.
But
But you're starting to feel a little bit bad.
I feel a little bit bad for Russ, man. Like I feel bad, like like man, that dude was a beast. That dude was a beast, and he just
What
that
do you
clip.
think happened?
I don't know.
How do we explain this?
I mean, I do. I kind of feel like it's a loss of confidence, to be honest. Like he's in a different system. I think this system is definitely different from the system he had in Seattle. He's not
Hmm.
as quick as he used to be. He's a little bit older, but I think the pressure's getting to him now too. So I think he's making a lot of mental mistakes out there. He just does not look the same.
I don't think there's been enough reflection on the coach that they've had there too. What was the name?
Who just
Hackett.
got fired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Nathaniel
just
Yeah.
let
Hackett.
go. He's one of, I think, six coaches in NFL history to be fired during his first season, which
Mm.
speaks volumes to how bad it is. So, I mean, things that have to be going terrible in that locker room there. I saw another story also talking about the fact that Hackett then brought in his own offensive line coach, replacing an offensive line coach that had been at Denver for something like two
Oh
decades
my
and is like
god.
just hugely celebrated dude, loyal to Denver, loved there, and I mean he's just like nah, I'm bringing my own guy in. So it's like not only are you changing up this QB system and this entire playbook for the offense, but you're getting rid of a historic practiced offensive line coach and bringing in, I believe the guy he brought in is also his first time having a coaching
Oh
gig
geez.
too. So he's suddenly coaching, guys he has no practice for. Hackett has no experience being able to coach at this high level. Wilson just left Pete Carroll, who's one of the longest tenured coaches
Yeah.
at the same team in the NFL. It has to be that, like, just the atmosphere up there at Mile High has to be just bad. On top of that, you're bringing
Is that
in.
a pun? Is that a
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he's making a joke there.
Yeah,
no,
he is.
thank you.
A joke.
Thank you very much.
Uh,
Yeah, it's just, and then, I mean, for what's the joke, like, for Russell Wilson to come in there and buy a home that has more bathrooms than he has touchdown passes this year, right? Like, it's,
Yeah.
the team probably just has no confidence. And I
yeah.
think I think it even speaks higher volumes where their defensive coordinator, who is without a doubt the shining light of that coaching staff, with how well
Hmm.
that defense has been all year, he was asked to step in as the interim head coach, and he turned it down. He said,
Right.
"No, I don't want to."
Mm-mm.
And I mean, when your defensive coordinator, who's like going to be like your number two, your number three guy, thereafter the head coach says, no, I don't want this job because he knows he's going to be getting interviews left, right, and center come Black Monday, in order to fill in other head coaching vacancies. He's
Hmm.
just like, I don't even want to be put in a position
No,
where losses are tied to my name because
exactly.
we need this. So, yeah, I think it's got to
So do
be
you know
just the
who
staff
said
room
yes to
culture.
the so you know who said
Uh,
yes to that though, right?
who did?
The the like he's like a senior guy who was brought in the second game of this season to help Nathaniel Hackett with game management.
Perfect. Great.
Right.
I'm
Right?
so excited for us to beat these guys bloody this
And
weekend.
that's who we're playing this weekend. And that now interim head coach is playing against Coach Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
It's going to be a rough one.
Let's ride.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the
Shoot.
only one. We can dive into the Raiders when we look forward to next week
Oh
a little
my.
bit.
Yeah, they're having a rough season. We definitely got to talk about their situation. So, I think other than the last bullet point, which is arguably the most important one of our entire podcast here,
You see how I
uh,
tried to skip that?
yeah,
You see how
I noticed that. Yeah, the fantasy league championship happened this past weekend.
Oh, did it?
It did, yes. How did your third place game
I,
go? I didn't pay attention at all.
I kind of stopped paying attention because it was so disheartening, you know.
oh no. Who'd you lose
But
to?
Yeah, who'd you lose to?
Beach
I
Dogs?
lost to
Beach
wait, who was
Dogs?
this?
Yeah, it was my mom.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
was it
it was the Beach Dogs,
my fourth place finish? Was it Beach? Did I play
the
your?
Kansas
Yes, it
City
was the
Beach
Beach Dogs,
Dogs.
and I lost miserably, y'all. We're not even gonna talk about the score. Miserably,
Dang.
It
miserably.
was brutal.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I was at a bar Monday night with that Chargers game going on, and you had who was it, Eckler and their tight end, and I can't even remember who I had. Just someone on the on the other team there, and I was nervous, man. He just like he had himself a really good game.
Yeah,
I think I was leading you by like what 20, 25 points going into that game. I'm like, this is wrapped, no problem whatsoever. I have one player, you have two. It's going to be fine. And then yeah, it's like about the last 5 minutes of the game, and you're within I think a point of me or something is how it ended up, or 2 points, something like that. I was nervous, let me tell you. So,
right.
but yeah,
Did it
glad.
come down to a kicker?
Oh God. Well, the funny thing is, like, both of our kickers played outrageously well. I think we were both in double digits there. But yeah, if believe me, if I had lost the championship because of a missed field goal, I don't think I'd be here. I think I'd be done. I'd be out. Like, no, sorry.
Like, I'm done. I'm out.
I'll see y'all in a couple of years once I mentally recover from this.
That would have been just karma. Like that.
Icing on the cake.
All that noise you were talking, yeah. Live and die by the kicker.
Oh man, so
So
take that, but definitely looking forward to next season. Anyone out there listening, pay attention. Look for the invite next year.
yeah, we might make a cash league. Just throwing it out there, y'all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's
$10.
10 bucks. I was about to, make a joke, $100,000 prize pool, but I
I don't know
think
about
10 bucks
that.
sounds a little more
Hey,
reasonable.
Maybe once we get like some kind of
wow.
Yeah,
sponsorships.
I
once we
was gonna
got
say,
somebody to
who do
pay
you
for it.
know?
Right, right.
Right, exactly.
Oh
All
man.
right.
So looking forward to week
Yeah,
16.
let's get it.
Chiefs Denver. I mean, how much is there to say about this that we can't just laugh about?
I mean, it'll be funny. Like,
And it's in Kansas City this time.
In Kansas
I
City.
hope that we get a good enough lead to where we can rest our starters. I'll just say that.
Yeah, there we go.
And I ain't trying. Look, I'm not trying to be like I just told y'all how Denver is my least favorite team. I ain't trying to. I mean, they're going through it. Like, I feel for you if you're a fan, because whenever you're a fan of any team, like that sucks.
Yeah.
Like it really does. But I mean, at the same time, we could use some rest. Our team is actually
Mhm.
gonna make the playoffs. Like we know this. We're probably
And bye week was quite a while ago. Yeah.
yeah. If we could take advantage of this mess right now, yeah, I mean we got to, man. Like it is what it is. We gotta take advantage of this situation to rest our guys to hopefully make a deep run.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think what the one win condition really is just if their defense is able to play well. But when we played them, what was it, 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago or whatever, they weren't able to match our offense. So I don't think that's even a concern right now. Like, this thing's in the bag, I feel. I hope.
I hope so.
I hope.
Because
Really.
I mean, the Broncos don't really have anything to play for, right? They're done, they're out of it and everything. But at the same time, that worries me because then it keeps us. I feel like we kind of approach it not as mentally sharp or whatever, and I
Yeah,
feel like we need another one of those like convincing wins, even though it's not going to be a team that we're going to have to really worry about. But I still want us to have a convincing win.
Yeah, the next two wins should be pretty convincing. You know
They
what I'm
should
saying?
be.
they
They
should
better
be.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just both teams that we've played that have coming up came down to a
Right?
couple plays. So fingers crossed.
But they did, but they're even more of a mess since then.
Yeah,
Both teams are.
both teams.
So
Yeah.
True. True.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll give you that.
We'll do our prediction
Cowboys,
after this. But yeah, Cowboys
yeah.
Titans happening right now.
Yeah, I actually don't have the game on. I usually do.
It's
I wonder what the
Did the
score is.
Titans end up resting their starters? Did
it's
they do
10-0.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dobbs is starting at
Wow.
quarterback.
yeah. Derrick Henry
I
rested.
wow. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting take.
This game didn't matter.
Right. It didn't, but I don't know. I just
Give them guys
feel
some
like
rest so they can make sure they can get it done against the Jacksonville.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I
She's
mean,
like,
and I think this is exactly what I was talking about when it came to the Eagles too. But it is really big different scenarios because the Titans aren't going to get a bye. Neither will the Jags, right?
right.
So they know it's like their win condition is next week, not this week, because tiebreakers and all that good stuff come into play. So from a gamesmanship mentality, playing that game theory, everything, they're doing the right thing. Um, but knowing how you all are thinking with me saying, rest hurts, it's the same thing. It's like now the Cowboys, like, it's showing a little disrespect, right? It's like, why even bother? We're
Yeah,
not fussed.
exactly.
You're in a primetime game too, and you're doing that. I mean, this is what I don't like about primetime games, right? Because I'm not motivated to go watch a bunch of second stringers play the Cowboys who are just going to whoop on them, right? Um,
Right.
and then nightmare scenario where somebody on the Cowboys who's really good ends up getting hurt and not able to play out the rest of the year, and then that impacts their playoff chances all because a couple second stringers were playing them in the Titans. That's a rough one.
Wait, you saying if a starter for the Cowboys gets hurt because they were playing against second stringers, that would have happened anyway.
Well, yeah. I think it's just a little bit of an extra slap in the face when it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other team isn't
that
bringing their
they're trying in
starters.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get you saying one team's trying and the other's not.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but knowing what everyone cares about, and that being the postseason, I understand. You
No,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like if they miss the playoffs, then playing against the Cowboys tonight was not
What
will
was the
be looked
point?
at as yeah, it won't be worth it.
No,
So and they
absolutely.
could still win anyway. And
Imagine.
another point. Well,
Oh
yeah, and
my
I just want
gosh.
to bring up something Devin McCourty said today on Good Morning Football. It gives some of these second stringers a chance to kind of show what they got. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like gives them. I
True.
mean, it's not like they got to come out and play soft. Like they're gonna play like they want a spot. Well,
Right.
I mean it's 10-0 right now, so it doesn't sound like that's happening so far.
It doesn't
But
sound
you
like
know,
Cowboys are playing that well either. So,
The idea.
man. No, yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying there should be any repercussions, any legal enforcement saying you have to always start your starters in games like this, whatever. I'll never say that. I just, I think this is just like it's a great encapsulation of like what's been wrong with primetime football this entire season. Just like bad teams are playing, and even when you get a good team, because I think we can call the Titans a good team, not a great team, but a good team. They're not
Yeah.
even bothering to bring their starters. So I'm sitting here Thursday night like, well, okay, I'm just going to turn on Netflix then.
Hmm.
I have zero drive to keep watching this. So,
yeah,
what's the solution? Who knows? But yeah, it certainly isn't getting my eyes on the game.
That's fair. Totally
yeah.
fair.
Bills Bengals. Speaking of primetime, I think that is probably the most anticipated primetime matchup we've probably had this year. You know what I'm saying?
Before the
Like
season,
both of
I don't
these.
know. Yeah, if I would have said that, but right now,
Yeah,
absolutely.
no, before the season, there's a lot of these primetime games that probably look more intriguing. What
Right.
Broncos, I mean, hell, any of their games, they put them in so many primetime
Right.
games.
They sure did, and then quickly flexed them out.
Yeah,
Quickly
So
because
flex them out. Yeah.
they thought that was gonna be they were gonna be good. So yeah, like the cards have fallen in a weird way, but here we are.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, two of the top teams in the AFC, of course. Yeah, you said cheering for a draw is what the notes say. I agree with that, but I think if the Bengals win, doesn't that put us back in
As
the one seed?
that's assuming we win too. If the
right.
Bengals win and we win, then we are the number one seed. Um, I'm
Yeah,
trying to think of all the other scenarios there, but yeah. So like obviously we'd want the Bengals to win. Between the two teams, if a win is a win, but I think even with a draw, we go to number one seed too,
oh,
because that
okay,
would put the Bills a half game back from us. If
gotcha.
I'm because we have the same record, right? We're both
Yeah, we're both 12-4
12
right
and
now.
yeah. So a draw would benefit us just because it sets both teams back. But if we have to cheer for a win, a Bengals win would be great. It just also that then puts the Bengals into the conversation of also possibly getting the number one seed. So
Yeah.
yeah,
True.
it's just tough.
Which I'm not a fan of.
No,
So,
yeah, keep that game at Arrowhead. All
hmm
yeah.
Totally hyped for this game though.
Oh, you know what? Yeah,
Should be a good one.
I'm
Should be a
gonna
good one.
I'm gonna have it on. I'm definitely gonna be
Yeah.
watching it. That's for sure. So
The most interesting Monday night game they'll have had this year, or one of the most.
yeah, without a
Of
doubt.
course,
I that includes the Chiefs games for me too. This is the So one will
Well,
be
no, was the Chargers game a Monday night game?
that was
That was an
That
exciting
was a
one.
Sunday
Thursday
night,
night,
or
wasn't
was
it?
it?
That was a
Oh,
Or was
Thursday
it
wait.
Thursday night? We played the
Well, early
Raiders
in the
Monday
season, we
night, I
played them.
believe.
The Raiders
Yes.
Monday night. Yeah, that was a good game. It came down to the wire,
No, no, it
which
wasn't
isn't
because
good
I
for
played
us
my
as
mom that
Chiefs
week and
fans.
Travis Kelce got 4 touchdowns.
That was a
That was
yes,
the four
yes, that
touchdown
was
game,
that
yeah.
game. Yeah, that was that game. Okay, okay. Well, cool. I will be interested in seeing how this one plays out. Again, like you said, root for a draw. If not begrudgingly, Bengals win.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
That's
Battle of LA. I like how you trying to hype this game up, but
just don't. That's
Trying, he
the only.
says.
I looked through the list of these, yeah, games happening this week. I know there are ones that have big implications on this season, but nothing excites me, honestly.
you know
Um,
the Rams, the Chargers don't even own a piece of that stadium. It's the Rams stadium outright.
and
The
they lease
Are
Chargers
it,
you
are
don't they?
serious?
Yeah, they
yeah,
lease
they're
it.
just leasing it.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
I
think
feel
they
like that's a
only
big
pay
slap in the
$1 though,
face.
if it's something like
yeah,
that.
What?
Yeah.
yeah. It was something crazy like
Can
that.
I pay $1 and lease it?
It's like,
Exactly.
I'll give you $2 if you don't let them play here.
Yeah,
Battle of
exactly.
you know what? You know what though? The Rams getting Baker has made me more invested in checking out their games recently in the last couple weeks. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I he was, remember when he first got in the league, it was like him, Lamar, Deshaun versus Mahomes. Like they're like, oh, these AFC quarterbacks is gonna be the new Brady Manning or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Turns out it really wasn't any of those. They ended up now. I think we're more leaning toward, Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I've been wondering to see how Baker's going to bounce back, and so far in LA, it looks like he might have found that spot. I mean, we'll see what happens
Yeah,
when
he did good
Stafford
the
comes back.
other. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 54 points, whatever. They
Man,
kicked their ass.
they kicked
The
them. Yeah.
again, probably more on the Broncos being just terrible than anything. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what he does. Like, if the Rams beat the Chargers, I would, dude. You know what? Actually, I'm in now. I'm intrigued. I'm invested.
See,
I want.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah, you
Uh,
sold me.
without speaking a word.
Yeah, you sold me.
Um, I think one of the reasons too why this might be interesting. I have no idea if this is going to happen. I haven't even heard about it. Chargers have a playoff spot locked, and they cannot win the AFC
Yes.
West.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So will they not really push? Eckler, Herbert, Keenan Allen, some of their
Yeah.
other guys.
Oh, good
It'll
point.
be
Will
interesting
they?
to see that.
Good
Yeah.
point. Because they've been dealing with some injuries.
Exactly. I mean, shoot, Eckler and Allen are synonymous with injured for the season, right? Like, that's
Right.
just what they do.
True. That's a good
So,
point.
if I'm the I'm looking at this, I'm just like, guys, go to Hawaii for 2 weeks. Who cares? We'll just we'll have our second stringers play.
Take
Like,
me.
yeah, I mean,
Right.
it's like just get out of here, go rest, relax, and come back. The second half of January, they're ready to play some football because there's just no need to break any necks, right? So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm sure they'll have their starters play some. I haven't heard anything about it, unlike what we've heard with the Titans and whatnot. So who knows? We'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. That I'm looking at these other games and
There's nothing.
oh, woo. I mean, I would say Panthers Bucks might be interesting just because the Panthers are, they're starting to catch fire at
Yeah.
the right time. So
And the Bucks
that
are burning.
the Bucks are fizzling out.
See, we say the
Yeah.
Bucks are fizzling out. If they win this game, they lock in the NFC South.
No.
So
Yeah.
what if the Panthers win though?
If the Panthers win, then it comes down to the last week.
Okay.
So Bucks are 7-8 right now. Panthers are 6-9.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of the NFC South here? Let's see. Atlanta's officially eliminated. New Orleans is also 6-9. So, yeah, if the Bucks do win, then that means they do guarantee the NFC South. If Carolina ends up winning and New Orleans ends up winning, then that does bring it to the last week. Between all three teams. If Carolina wins, New Orleans loses, then it really does end up being a two-horse race of Carolina versus Tampa Bay. be interesting with how all of that will play out. I don't know who they play their last week. Let me look real quick there. Oh gosh, that'll man bring a little more interest to that. At the very last week, so then under the assumption Buccaneers play the Falcons on the last game of the season, and
Hmm.
that would mean the Saints go against Carolina in that case. So some interesting playoff scenarios there for sure. I'm cheering on the
Definitely.
Panthers. I mean, I,
Why not?
Yeah, yeah. And that's it, man. That's. I'm looking
that's
at the
it.
Redskins matchups, and I'm like, nah. I'm not even gonna try to make any kind of intrigue about the Browns and Washington. The battle of the two worst poorly run franchises in the NFL.
There
We'll
you
go with
go.
it. There it is.
It's a battle of
Yeah,
the yeah, I love that.
yeah.
Um,
But
yeah, the only other
yeah.
thing I can even think of that's really fun to talk about is Tom Brady here in this case. I'm sure you guys have seen the stat, but for anyone who
Hmm.
hasn't, what was it? As of yesterday, Tom Brady has now spent 50% of his life as a NFL
Yeah,
player.
crazy.
Officially, it was something like 8,000 days on either side of it.
Yeah,
Kind of nutty. And
it
Sometimes
is
God, yeah.
like,
We'll
oh,
say
that is.
sometimes God plays favorites. You know, I'd like to spend
Hey,
50% of
man.
my life in there. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
oh man.
No,
Um,
but I mean, yeah, that's a milestone. I mean,
that's a
what can
huge
we say?
milestone.
It
What else
Yeah.
can we
really
say?
is.
Yeah,
Personal feelings aside, it
yeah.
really, really is.
Sports hate aside, this
Yeah,
boy,
it's
this
impressive,
man,
because I mean, like I said before, I like his story. I like that he was overlooked because he was the scrawny kid, you know.
yeah.
Just he got a little too cocky. So
Yeah, yeah, and then we will overlook the fact that he deflated balls, and that they
exactly,
decided
it's an
not to run.
integrity issue.
Yeah, they decided not to run beast mode, and that they had the tuck rule become a thing. We'll forget all that stuff. The D
Yeah,
Ford was offsides. Anyway, let me.
yeah, exactly. D Ford.
Oh man.
We're
Um,
not resentful at
no,
all.
we're
At
not. We're
all.
No,
not carrying any baggage there.
congratulations, Tom
Mm-mm.
Brady.
Congratulations. Now,
Congratulations, sir.
I've always been, like a fan of the greatness there out of Tom Brady, everything like that. But
Hmm.
there's one rumor that's been going around lately that if it is to come to fruition, he's going to become one of my least favorite players in the league. I don't know if you
Ooh,
guys
which
have seen
rumor?
this with Derek Carr being benched for the Raiders
It's not happening.
for the
Yeah, I did see
foreseeable
this.
future.
Yeah,
There's talk about, will Brady end his career in the Buccaneers? And then, of course, a lot
right,
of the speculation is that if not, Raiders are going to be looking for someone. And
right.
if he was to put on black and silver wearing number 12,
Ew.
oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
my feelings will turn real quick there. Let me tell you.
There are two
Yeah,
teams.
they better.
There are two teams that have been quote unquote speculated with no basis whatsoever. People are just throwing
Oh
names out
yeah,
there because yeah, obviously the Derek Carr mentioning is huge and everything, but also the Tua thing. A lot of people are saying that maybe he'll end up in Miami, especially because he's been linked to Miami before and
Mm-hmm.
the opportunity to go against his old team twice a year.
It's,
You
I,
know,
it's
you
so
know,
I
he was
hadn't. I actually hadn't heard Miami. The other one I was hearing was the Saints, and that the Saints would try to bring back Sean Payton and link him with Tom
Oh
Brady,
my God.
that's
right?
wishful thinking.
I
No,
I mean
that's
I
My
think that's
God.
about it, but that's even more wishful thinking than him being a Raiders player. Yeah,
y'all better
shoot,
Yeah, I think
y'all better
so.
do some voodoo in New Orleans if y'all want that to happen.
For real.
that hoodoo voodoo. Man, yeah, I so it's really curious, but I mean it's that time of year, right, where everyone just
Yes. All the
there's
speculation.
half the teams are eliminated from playoffs, so now they're playing out. Well, what if, it's like, man, yeah, it'd be crazy if Brady leaves, and if he does, I swear if he shows up at the
I'm
Raiders,
just retire.
Just, yes, for the love.
it's like,
You
dude,
know,
this
it would have
season has
saved your
cost.
marriage the
Yeah,
first time.
I was about to say this
Come
season
on.
cost you a marriage, buddy.
Come on. To
uh,
Giselle. Come on.
right.
Oh,
Shoot.
All right,
maybe
but
he'll learn.
Yeah, right.
let's get into these
All right. All right.
predictions. Let's do it. Let's get into these
Let's do it.
predictions.
Predictions, please. Yes, I know we're looking.
Chiefs, Broncos.
Chiefs Broncos. I'm going to say Chiefs win 38 to, I'm going to say 12.
38-12.
I was gonna go 34-9. All their points will come from field goals.
You
The
said
way it
and
was supposed to be
34?
the first time around.
right, Chiefs win. We get to see some Henny time, Henny given Sunday.
All
Any given
right.
Sunday. You know, I'm gonna
I
go
like
ahead
it.
and just repeat my prediction too. Just
Okay.
flat out 44-3.
44-3.
44-3. I like it.
Yeah,
Going
let's
It's
get
big.
it.
probably won't happen, but hey, if it does, I'll look cool.
Burn them up. But yeah,
Exactly.
it'll be good stuff. Yeah, it'll be nice to have a couple. I mean, I hope they play like a team that looks like as good as they are. Like, give the fan base some confidence. You got a couple quote unquote easy wins coming up, even against divisional rivals. Both of these franchises are a mess right now. Just go look like the number one team. Go win these games. So when the Bills lose against the Bengals on Monday, we got that number one seat locked up.
The number one seed locked up. We do end the season on the road, but Mahomes is undefeated on the road. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
that'll feel really good. Let's just finish out the last home game here and then, yeah, make everybody walk through Arrowhead to get to the Super Bowl.
There we
Woo
go.
woo.
All right.
Well, where can they find you, Billy?
Twitter, best place at Chef Doobles, right there up at the top of your screen. Also my YouTube page. Once I do really, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, and now I have a fancy new computer, so hopefully I can do it.
Yeah, you better.
Especially if we can get some Call of Duty going there, Ross. So,
Yes,
and I
we
mean,
will be.
you're obviously always welcome to come play Call of Duty with us. I know
Please,
that.
please
Um,
come on with us,
Please,
huh?
I
please
might.
come.
Oh my God.
That would be so fun.
The
Oh my
greatest.
God. You know what? Just for that, I might have to be like, Brady, come help me.
Yes.
Come help me, Brady.
He can, well, he's got to be on
Perfect.
the team too because we'll know he's good. Like,
So you need to get a second Xbox going in your house now, huh?
yeah,
There you go.
me,
We
me,
do have
me and
two and a
Hey.
PC.
Ooh.
me and
So, I
Hong will
mean,
be
there's a
straggling behind.
possibility.
Yeah, me and
Yes,
Hong will be
exactly.
straggling behind,
Yeah,
and
Ron, get your butt back over here.
yeah,
Why'd you shoot me?
Brady
Same
and
team,
Billy
man.
will
Same
be
team.
yeah, Brady and Billy will lead. Anyway,
Perfect.
Okay, anyway, sorry,
Uh,
apologize.
you know what? Once we get that going, we'll stream that on this channel here,
Oh
youtube.com/at
my
State of the
God.
Kingdom. It'll
We're
be
about to grow real
awesome.
we
fast. I'll be
should.
like,
Yeah, no, for real,
Let's
definitely. Why
we'll make
not?
that happen. Yeah. Hung, what about you? Where are you at?
oh my goodness, y'all. All right, come along. I'm on pretty much every social media platform there is out there. You can find me by my first and last name, Hung Forrest, HUONGFORREST. Most active probably on Instagram and Twitter for sure on game days. So come along for the inspiration, stay for the light, the passion, the mom life, and Chiefs football. Last but not least, Raw, where can we find you?
The Almighty Raw at the Almighty Raw on Instagram and Twitter. I have a TikTok too. I mean, I don't really use it
Yes,
a
he
lot, but
does.
yeah, y'all can find
He's
me
very
there as well.
swole.
I try to be. The holidays were rough, but
Oh man.
you can also find our
Give
channel.
him another game or two, and he'll be out there flexing with DK and them, you know.
Love it.
Right in 10-degree weather.
10-degree weather.
Yeah, but YouTube. Find us on YouTube at State of the Kingdom. Find us on Twitter for this channel, SOT Kingdom KC. And of course, find our Discord, join us. We have a lot of things going on there. We love talking trash during the game, so please come join us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, great.
But
Until next week then, right?
absolutely.
That's
Y'all
right,
have a
y'all.
great week and let's go Chiefs.
Go